Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So today I decided to return to a pretty stupid challenge I did in F1 2019, and that was to drive with the most horrendous camera settings we could come up with. So in F1 2019 I decided to drive with the offset camera set way off to the side, and I think down quite low as well. But this time we're going to go with the cockpit camera, and you can see what we'll be running with here. And apologies if you get seasick watching this, or just sick because of the bad driving. We'll see. But yeah, this is the horrendous settings we will run with. So let's see how this challenge goes. We have to complete a 5-lap race going from last to first without taking any damage to our car, or yeah, we aren't able to hit any other cars. Very close to the back of the Williams there, as everyone bunches up on the run into the first corner. But for now we've smashed into the back of the Williams, and that's going to be a restart. Great first attempt, absolutely fantastic. Alright, here we go again. 5 red lights are on for attempt number 2, and we are underway. And this time we are going to just wait a little bit off the start, make sure that we give ourselves some room to hopefully be able to maybe make a move into turn 3, maybe, if we can get a nice run through here. We try for a look around the outside of a couple of cars here. We can't really carry the speed around the outside because it's very, very difficult to tell where the track is from this perspective. There's not really much room to even see where you're going. The entire top half of the screen is useless. It's just sky. The bottom half of the screen is all just the cockpit. It's not really helping us in any way. So we just have this narrow little slit in the middle through the halo that is actually of any use, as we're struggling to still keep the car on circuit, trying to...
We've been awarded a time penalty.
Okay, that's a time penalty, and we're going to restart. So yeah, that was a horrendous run. Attempt number 3 is now underway, and let's try again and see if we can make anything of it. Nope, immediately crashing into the car ahead. Attempt number 4, we're going to cut straight onto the back straight because we were running quite slow up until then, just to make sure we could get this far. And now that everyone's spaced out a bit, we may be able to make things a little bit easier for ourselves. I thought I would yeah, just give them the room in the opening sector, and now that they're in single file, we may have some better luck. So we're going to go up the inside, and we've messed that up immediately. That's another restart, and on to attempt number 5. Let's hope it's the final one now that we've got a bit of a strategy. But we're actually not going to follow that strategy. To the outside we go around the first corner. We're going to see if we can make some early positions this time, and it's not really worked out for us. We kind of get shuffled out of the way there, and we have to try again. And we need to find a good overtaking opportunity around this circuit. We have to take avoiding action there, but we just about manage to do so, and we do keep the car in one piece. But yeah, we need to learn how to drive with this camera view. I hate the jerkiness of it as well, of every time you turn, the look to apex is on the maximum, and it looks a bit ridiculous. So yeah, it's very difficult to drive like this, I have to say, but we're doing our best as we go up the inside, trying to make a double overtake. We just about get the car stopped, a little bit off circuit, but honestly, the way this car is, I don't think I could drive any much better than that. So as we continue on making more overtakes along the straight, and we move ourselves up and into 16th position. Still 15 cars to go in front of us, only 4 behind, so we're going to need to get a move on as we go up the inside, and that was actually a pretty nice move there. And we did manage to get those positions cleanly, leaving plenty of space on the inside, running completely off circuit just to make sure that we don't make any contact with these cars. And it's not the most legitimate overtake, but it is a bunch of overtakes nonetheless, and it moves us up into 11th position. Next up is Lance Stroll in the Racing Point, so let's see if we can chase down the Canadian and his new teammate Sebastian Vettel. So to the outside of Lance Stroll, nice and easy. We actually give the wall a bit of a bonk there, but no damage done, thankfully, and we're able to continue on. We get the move done on Lance Stroll. Next up is Sebastian in the Ferrari. Let's see if we can make a move into the next corner. We're a bit far back, I think, and we're just going to have to sit behind until we get a better opportunity in a few corners' time. We'll try and get a good exit onto the back straight, and that will be the best chance we have of overtaking a couple more cars. So trying to line it up here, we're going to go immediately to the right hand side, and Wesham might get around the outside of Vettel here, and we end up running off circuit, but we still have the momentum. We should still be able to get to the inside as Vettel tries to defend. We go to the outside of Sebastian Vettel, and we should be able to get this move done on the outside line. Way too deep into the corner though, and we do manage to get the position, but that again was not the most legitimate overtake. So
Nice move.
not completing this challenge quite the way that I would have liked to, but we are getting through the field nonetheless. Still plenty of cars to go, but still quite a bit of time left in this 5-lap race. So next up is Sergio Perez. We go to the inside and make a nice move on Sergio Perez and get ourselves up into 8th position. That was actually really nice. I rather enjoyed watching that one back, and we actually made a semi-legitimate looking overtake around the outside of Carlos Sainz, way too deep into the penultimate corner. Those Sainz is going to get a switchback here, but we should be able to cover him off because we are running against Zero AI. Maybe I forgot to mention that, but we are, and now chasing down the next car of Daniel Ricciardo, and not quite getting close enough, but we have a significant straight line speed advantage, it seems, so we should be able to make this move pretty soon as Ricciardo tries to defend, pushes us all the way off to the inside, but we should be able to make the move. That's contact. Hopefully that didn't damage our car. The angry wave occurred with the left hand there, but I think we should. I think we're far enough up not to damage our front wing, and indeed I think it looks fine. No major damage there, but anyway, we haven't lost our front wing, so we can continue on and try and chase down the next car, which currently is Valtteri Bottas, down a long way in this field. We should be able to make a move here if we're late enough on the brakes up the inside, and we get it stopped for the next corner. Next up, Alexander Albon and Charles Leclerc in the Red Bull and Ferrari, so a good exit here. And we have to take avoiding action not to run into the back of Albon, but we do sweep past him and Charles Leclerc and take both of those positions into this flat-out right-hander. We move on again now, heading on to the penultimate lap of the race, and we've only got 2 cars left to overtake Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. Verstappen isn't too far up the road, so it shouldn't be too difficult to overtake him. As we get a corner cutting warning, and because I couldn't see where I was going because of the sign across the halo there, we actually get an actual penalty for taking a wide line into that corner, so that's not great, but anyway, we do go for a dive up the inside of Verstappen. He gets the switchback and managed to maintain the spot, but we shove him out wide and finally get ahead of him and up into 2nd position, but with that penalty we may be running into some other issues, and come to think about it, I restarted when I got a penalty before, but apparently I forgot about doing that this time. But we're going to continue and see what we can do. If we can beat Hamilton by 2 seconds, that will cover the penalty we have, and that will be a challenge though, because he's still a distance ahead of us. We are again running on 0 AI, so we're going to close up that gap very, very quickly if we don't make mistakes. But to actually get the move done cleanly, make sure we don't damage our car again, and make sure that we get that 2-second gap ahead of him across the finish line isn't necessarily going to be easy. But on the back straight, we are behind Hamilton, trying to make a move to the inside, not going to get close enough. We might actually up the inside we go, and we just about get a stop and turn quite nicely there. That's probably the best I've taken that chicane for this whole race, and we do make the move on Hamilton now through this last sector. We just have to try and get that 2-second gap out to the British driver. So let's see what we can do through the flat out right-hander. Even with a horrendous line, it's still easy flat, but way too deep into this very long sweeping one, and that's going to cost us a lot of time. So hopefully by the time we come around to the final corner, we do have the gap out in the top left corner, so we are going to do it, and we will come across the line to win a race from last position with these horrendous camera settings.
Nice work, that's P1. Race win, well done.
Another superb French Grand Prix comes to an end, and it's a thoroughly deserved victory. So Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
Well, Crofty, this was won through an abundance of speed and an abundance of skillful overtakes. Inside, outside, cutting underneath, we saw it all today. And it's really nice to see a Grand Prix won in that manner. A race, surely, that will satisfy the purists today, I think.
Our winning drivers are on their way to the podium right now. It's been a fantastic race for McLaren, that's for sure, and no doubt they'll be celebrating tonight.
What's strange is it doesn't look like it should be that hard. It's just, you know, driving from the cockpit camera, but for some reason, whenever I try, especially with a zoomed out as that with a wide angle, it's so weird to drive. It just messes with your rhythm so much. But anyway.
After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
It's got to be Lando Norris, hasn't it? Smooth, confident and assured. I've got no doubt that he and his team are going to be over the moon with his performance today.
So that brings an end to the challenge, and very frustrating, I have to say, to do these ones. But at the end of the day, it looks so silly when you watch it back, and I almost can't believe how badly I was driving. But yeah, there you go. It's harder than it looks. Especially if you're not used to using the cockpit camera like me, it's very difficult to get used to that in the first place, and then get used to a terrible version of it. But anyway, we got there in the end, and managed to complete a 5-lap race, going from last to first. But there we go. But yeah, other than that, let me know if there's any other weird challenges or experiments or just other wacky F1 2020 things you would like to see, and I will see you next time when we continue with some Formula 2 stuff. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.